What is up, everybody? It's me, Spec Pool Football 24 here. I want to talk about the NFL schedule release for the Philadelphia Eagles. Make it real quick, make it a little bit more better. Hopefully, it won't last as long as I think it might, but let's just get this out the way and get it over with. First game the Eagles are gonna play are the Atlanta Falcons. I'm just gonna point this out already for what record I think they're gonna go. You know, this is just a record I think they're gonna go. I can't tell you who they're gonna lose to. I can't tell you who they're gonna, who they're gonna beat. But by the time I'm finished with this, you'll understand what I'm saying here. The Philadelphia Eagles, of course, they're gonna win against the Atlanta Falcons. To me, this is just an easy win just to kick off the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. There's no way they should lose this game. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. This has got to be one of the most easiest schedules that the Philadelphia Eagles have ever gotten in a while. Like last year, they say it was pretty easy, but this one, hands down, has just it surpassed it. But let me get to it. Yeah, the Eagles are going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. I feel like the Falcons have not done much to improve this all season. I mean, I gotta understand there's a draft coming up, but even after the draft, I still feel like they haven't done much. So that's pretty much out the way real quick. I mean, like Falcons, they're gonna have to take that L. And who would have thought? Week 2, we get to face the Dallas Cowboys. Well, this is the first of two, right? We finally get to find out if DeMarco Murray will do better with this team than he did with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, everybody kept, speculating, saying, oh, DeMarco Murray, well, the Cowboys fans in this case, saying they're going to do bad, but other people were speculating as well, thinking, okay, DeMarco Murray, he's going to do bad anyway because he doesn't have the O-line that the Dallas Cowboys has. Well, guess what? This is not only leads to a question with DeMarco Murray being on our team with our offensive line, but it also leads to the Dallas Cowboys with Darren McFadden seeing as the Dallas Cowboys offensive lines, everybody want to put it as unstoppable. We're going to find out how unstoppable they really are. Now, let me remind you guys this for a sec with this Dallas Cowboys series thing that's going on for next season and what happened last year. Well, for what happened last year when DeMarco Murray was on the Cowboys, who was the team that shut him down twice? The Eagles did. We shut him down twice. Not only that, we almost shut down Beast Mode. We could have done it. So, you know, don't underestimate the Eagles front seven. They stopped plenty of top running. They stopped the main two top running backs in the league last season. Now we have one of them on their team and one of them still on the Seahawks right now. So it's possible that this could be the same result with Darren McFadden, where he just doesn't do as well. But we'll never know what'll happen until that game comes around. Of course, you already know I'm gonna say the Eagles are gonna win it at home. I see it becoming a split series like it was last season, with the Eagles beating them on week 2, and then on week 9, the Dallas Cowboys will probably win that series. So, well, yeah, not win the series, but win that game as well. So yeah, versus the New York Jets, we're gonna lose that game simply because it's all going to be a defensive game, and I don't really know if our offense is really going to be ready to face Darrell Revis and Cromartie. I don't think we're going to be ready to face them at all. So yeah, man, for me that's just how I see it. I just see that Jets defense being way too overwhelming. Even though our defense is no pushover neither, I feel like their defense will get the best of ours. It's basically a defensive game. Now, versus the Washington Redskins coming up on the road versus the Washington Redskins, we're going to win that game. I see us sweeping the Redskins completely because they haven't done shit this offseason. The New Orleans Saints, we're going to win that game. The Saints has not been the same since Darren Sproles and Malcolm Jenkins. They definitely hasn't been the same now since Jimmy Graham left and went over to the Seahawks. So, you know, yeah, pretty much the Saints they're gonna take this L. Versus the New York Giants, I'm gonna let you guys know on this one right now. If the New York Giants play like the way how they played the past 2 seasons, they will lose this game and they will lose the next game again at the end of the season. Well, then again, I don't think they'll lose it at the end. I think they might win it at the end of the season, depending on how our schedule is. We might actually make the playoffs. So that's how I see it happening. So yeah, I could see us winning against the Giants both games really, but if we was to make the playoffs, we'll win one of them and we'll let the Giants take the other one on week 17. Now the Carolina Panthers is the same thing. If Carolina Panthers played the way how they played last season, it is a wrap for them. I don't know if the Carolina Panthers have really made any improvements from this offseason. I don't really look at Panthers football like that, but if they have, then I expect this to be a pretty good game on Sunday Night Football. And if you guys notice this, by the time the Philadelphia Eagles play 3 straight night games, one on ESPN with the Monday Night Football versus the Giants, one against the Panthers, and one against the Cowboys. So the Eagles got a lot of time to prepare. So it's not just by the schedule; it's by the time as well. So yeah, and as I already said, right after the bye week when we face the Cowboys, we might lose that game. I think we will lose that game. It's possible that we could sweep them, but I think we're gonna lose the next game against the Cowboys at their home. Now versus the Miami Dolphins, I'm gonna say we're gonna win that game. I think our defense is really gonna prevail, but we're more of the all around team. And what I mean by all around team is, and people tend to forget this a lot. Even I forget this, but then I start to remember once I look back at those videos, is the Eagles special team. They might put in work as well. Remember, our special teams was number one, and there was also part of the reason why we even got to 10-6. A lot special teams has been very underrated in the NFL, but because it's mostly all about the offense and defense. But when your special team steps up like they should, or as they should, then it'll really benefit you. So you gotta look at it from this way. If Chip Kelly was to have a top 5 offense, a top 10 defense, and a top 5 special teams, that's playoff caliber. That's playoff caliber right there. It's possible that this can happen with the Eagles. So be sure to pay attention to special teams for the Eagles as well. So yeah, like I said, the Miami Dolphins game, yeah, I see us winning it because we're more the all-around team. The Dolphins, they strengthened up their defense, but I still kind of question their offense a little. So yeah, I can see that happening. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you might as well scratch that off. I don't even. There's no explanation for that. It's against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't care if they have Jameis Winston. They're still gonna lose that game. Against the Detroit Lions, we might also win this game as well. I can see it going both ways. I can see the Lions beating us, even though they're without Ndamukong Suh. But I can still see them beating us because it's gonna be all up to our secondary really. And if our secondary doesn't perform as well as I think they should, then then I expect Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate to absolutely rain hell on us in the passing game. And it's kind of sad that they got rid of Reggie Bush too. They was really up there for about a top 10 offense too. I don't know why they got rid of him. I think they got rid of him, but I don't know why they did that. If they did, I hope they didn't. Against the New England Patriots, yeah, we're gonna lose that game. I see it coming. Unless we get the ball first, unless we keep on scoring and scoring and scoring, we're gonna lose that game against the Patriots. Tom Brady will pick our defense apart, no matter if our defense was top 5, top 20, don't matter. He's gonna pick our defense apart. Now, I will say this: their defense is absolutely terrible now. Ever since I think Browner left, I could be wrong. Brandon Browner, I think he left. I already know Darrelle Reeves. He's on the Jets. Their defense has weakened severely, and I think Wilfork, if I got his name right, he left too. So their defense is severely weakened unless they're going to the draft to focus nothing on defense, which they should, because their defense is not as good now as they was last year when they won the Super Bowl. Versus the Buffalo Bills, that'll be a very good game, and I can't wait for that one. That's the game where, of course, LeSean McCoy returns to Philadelphia. Now, I can see us winning this game as well simply because of this. If our defense can shut down LeSean McCoy, remember, the offensive line for the Bills is not that good. And one other thing is this. Rex Ryan will be giving LeSean McCoy the ball a lot. He's going to tire LeSean McCoy out. He's going to tire him out. So I can see it like that. I can see that happening where, you know, Rex Ryan will tire out his own star player, and our front seven will do what they're supposed to do, which is stop the run. Now, as for the passing game, it's questionable right along with ours because we don't know for sure how our passing game is going to be. But I will say this: they do have a wide receiver that they can rely on. They do have Sammy Watkins. Now, so do we. We also have wide receivers that we can rely on. We have Jordan Matthews. The only problem is the quarterback position. I expect this to be a game with nothing but running involved. I mean, you're gonna have another LaShawn McCoy versus DeMarco Murray matchup, but it's on different teams this time. I can see the Eagles really, really winning this game. Same as I can see them winning against the Cardinals to get revenge as to what happened to them the previous game where Nate Allen supposedly was supposed to be covering, I believe his name was John Brown, and he scored a game-winning touchdown under 2 minutes left. Washington Redskins already said they're going to be swept. Now, against the Giants, I can see them week 17 they're going to rest everybody, so they will lose that game. Mark Sanchez will probably be starting that game, or Tim Tebow, if he's even making a roster. So, yeah. Okay, let me go back to how I had it from before. I had a win against the Atlanta Falcons. That's a 1 win. A win against the Dallas Cowboys. That's win number 2. A loss against the Jets. That's 3. A win against the Redskins. Absolutely sweeping them. That's 4-5. Against New Orleans Saints. That's a win. That's 6. New York Giants. If they play the way how they played last season, it will be a win. But if they play a little bit more better, it'll be a loss. It'll be on one of them will be a loss. It will be a split series. Carolina Panthers, if they play the way how they played last season, it will be a win. Dallas Cowboys, I see it being split. But if the Dallas Cowboys end up playing poorly, it can be, we could sweep them early. So yeah, that's how I can see it. So yeah, I'll say it'd be split on that one. Versus the Miami Dolphins, we're gonna win that game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you already know. Detroit Lions, we're gonna win that game. New England Patriots, we're gonna lose that game. Buffalo Bills, I say we're gonna win that game. Arizona Cardinals, they're gonna win that game to get revenge. But the Cardinals are no pushover, so don't underestimate them. Even though Carson Palmer is coming back, the Washington Redskins are gonna win that game. The New York Giants are gonna win that game. Well, no, they're gonna lose that. They're gonna lose that game. So hold on, let me do my little thinking here. Yeah, okay, people. The Philadelphia Eagles will go 13-3. You know, it's funny because that's the exact record I was thinking the Eagles might go. It's 13-3. I said this before. I said this before when I was downstairs talking to some friends. I said the Eagles would either go 13-3, 12-4, or 11-5 this season. Mark my words. The Eagles are making the playoffs regardless. So 13-3 is the max. 12-4 is the minimum. Well, no. 11-5 is the minimum. 12-4 is right up there. But that's how I can see it with the Eagles. The Eagles will go to the playoffs this season with the schedule they have. Not only with the schedule they have, the schedule they have is pretty damn easy. There's no way Chip Kelly can mess this up. Absolutely no way. Now everyone is questioning their moves because of what's going on with the offseason. Chip Kelly's moves with what's going on in the offseason. But that's the thing. Even with the moves being questioned, I can definitely see this happening. The Philadelphia Eagles will be in the playoffs. Now for other people that may be a bold prediction, but for me that's how I see it happening. The Eagles will go to the playoffs with the following records: 13-3, 12-4, 11-5. I'll catch you guys later. That's all I had to say with that schedule video from what record I think the Eagles might go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and point this out right here for a little bit. When the Eagles make the playoffs, and they will make the playoffs, I expect people to stop questioning Chip Kelly because the moves that he's made this offseason, I will admit, they have been questionable at best. They're still kind of he's still kind of messing with the Eagles fans a little bit. He's not only messing with them to a point that where he signed Tim Tebow, where there's gonna be a lot of fighting involved between the Philadelphia Eagles and Tim Tebow fans. And Tim Tebow, like I said before, he won't be around after the preseason, so I'm not sweating it. And if he does stay around, he's probably just going to be used for the running game, which would be very, very predictable simply because of the fact that teams are going to know when they're going to run the ball. They're going to know when Chip Kelly is going to run the ball. When you see Tim Tebow, that's when you know like okay, he's running the ball. Let's just let's just stack the box and then they'll be done. That's it. And they know he can't throw. So yeah, there you go. So I can see, like I said before, Tim Tebow, he's gonna be gone by preseason time. He can't throw. It'd be a wrap. So yeah, people, I'll catch you guys later. Eagles 13-3, 12-4, 11-5. Eagles can't mess this up. People might as well just stop judging Chip Kelly right about now. I understand the NFL draft. It hasn't been around yet, but if this wasn't the NFL draft, then the Eagles would probably be a winning record. Now I'm gonna do this again after the NFL draft to get my thoughts on it even more to see what will happen from there, because there is some rookies that can make it big in the National Football League just like that in 1 year. Just look at Odell Beckham, Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, those kind of guys. They can make it happen. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.